Hola from the west side. It's me, DC, the Purple Diva. And I am here tonight for those who do not celebrate Halloween. So if you don't do Halloween, this is where you want to come. It is a Thursday night in SoCal. They still trying to get those fires under control here too, y'all. But it's all good. It's all good. As you come into the chat, please, please, please smash that like button. Smash the like button for me. And then don't be shy. Say hi. Anyway, hope it all is well for everybody out there in YouTube land. We just gonna sit here and we gonna chill on this night that many not so nice things happen. Because it's not all about the candy. That's not the original source of the day. I'm just saying. But even, hey DLD, Leopard, how you doing? Yep, just coming in here, hanging out with y'all. Hey Owen, happy Thursday. Yeah, we're hanging out because we don't do Halloween. So I know there's a lot of folk that are doing all kinds of Halloween stuff today, but I'm not the one. I'm not the one. And I'm seeing it all over YouTube land. But you know what the really interesting thing about it is that right here where I live normally, you know, there would have been kids going around the neighborhood and everything tonight. Nothing. Nada. Nothing was going on. So I don't know, you know. I know it's Friday already at home. But people are still messing around in that foolery on Thursday night. Y'all know that people can't adopt black cats around this time of year. Did y'all know that? Can't adopt black cats in case something crazy is going to jump off with a cat. Daggone shame. They have to protect animals during this time of year. But I'm praying that nothing happens to anybody. Nobody disappears tonight. That no one's part of some crazy sacrifice, you know. That people aren't dabbling in the occult, but they are. So you just got to be vigilant and be woke. Yeah, you cannot adopt cats that are black close to this date because of people's lunacy and cruelty to animals. They sacrifice them. You know, and I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that don't really understand the true meaning of today, because if they did, they wouldn't be out there dressing up in costumes and everything like ghosts and goblins or witches, you know. And then the sad thing is that while they're out there doing all of that stuff, the people that are really into that stuff blend right in with them, you know. Get out there and meet up with somebody crazy. And that's the reason why people are fooled into this, to that nonsense. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. It's demonic. Totally demonic. Now, I will say what they do at my church on an annual basis is they have what they call a Hallelujah Fest, where they have, like, you know, games and stuff for the kids. And, you know, they let them know what the real meaning of the day is. But you're not going to keep the candy away from kids because they don't understand that part. But, you know, there's a lot of organizations that do things that in lieu of it because of the safety reasons. But I'm like, when I was a kid, I didn't understand what the day was about. But as soon as I figured out what it was about, I stopped participating in it. And I stopped participating in it as a kid. And, you know, people always poo-poo on those of us who don't deal with it, that we're taking it too seriously. But it is serious. And it should be taken serious by everyone. There's nothing fun about this. There's nothing fun about it at all. And so, I mean, there's people out there praying for evil to happen today to people. So that's my take on it, you know. And then I know that nothing, I'm gonna be careful about what I say about the Catholic Church, since I was raised in the Catholic Church. But I'll just say this, that all these little Catholic holidays that come around this day are strictly put there to overshadow the pagan meanings of this day. Adding those other days, you know, All Saints Day and All Souls Day behind it, still, to me, that's crazy, because if you're praying to saints or you're praying to dead souls, that's idol worship. But that's just my take on it. That's just my take, guys. That's just my take. You know, I might be a little radical on that, but you know, there's many reasons why I am no longer in the Catholic Church. But yeah, the little statue worshiping and all that's part of it, because, you know, I understand the truth about those statues and how they came into the church, the Roman, and how the church is the Catholic Church and not the church, if y'all know what I mean. And there's just a lot of stuff that they have around this day to cover up the evil part. But how's everybody else doing besides that? How's how's everybody doing besides that? I know I can be a little deep, you know. I know my videos when I'm talking about autism and everything, that's you know, different and everything, but I'm not an airhead. I know a lot. And I deal with a lot of stuff and know about a lot about the occult, unfortunately. Not from dabbling in it, but just because if you're going to fight against the enemy, you need to be aware. Because there's always somebody praying for your demise, trying to put some roots on you, trying to put a spell on you. And I know that sounds crazy to some of y'all, but I know it's the truth. Hey, Terry. How are you? I'm just talking about all the reasons why I don't deal with this date. Other than to warn people about how evil and satanic it is. But, you know, there's so many people that are lost. But that's the reason why many people can't take Christianity seriously, because there's a lot of people who say that they're Christians that deal with Halloween and all of that stuff and the spirits and stuff. And like I said, it's nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. Kids get snatched on this night. People get snatched on this night. People turn up dead on this night. I'm just saying. And that's the reality. But those stories will be buried. All the bad things that happen will be buried. None of that will make the news tomorrow or the next day. You know? And isn't the moon? I could have sworn we just came out of a full moon. Or are we about to go into one? Hey, fishing boys, how are you? How are you? I'm just over here sharing the reasons why people should not participate in Halloween and why I don't. Just giving some knowledge about the things that go on undercover behind all of the frivolity that they show to everybody. It's just crazy, though. It just really, really, really is. I know. Yeah, when we were kids. Yeah. Evil people took that candy part out of there. But what they're doing is based on crazy stuff from when this stuff first started. You know, when they first started doing Halloween, you know, because they've been doing it for centuries. You know, and I know that all of our ancestors were very superstitious and everything, but some of those superstitions came from reality, from real things that were going on. You know, and it got to the point where people couldn't even get fruit or anything. No, I don't believe in Halloween either. I don't believe in it either. I believe it's an evil day. I believe it's evil. It's a day for evil things. You know? And it's nothing to be celebrated. And I know a lot of people don't believe in it. And I know a lot of people just think it's okay to go around wearing the costumes and everything, and you know, they don't believe in the evil part, so that part's okay. I don't even want that on my spirit. I don't even want that on my spirit. But I am so happy that we're almost in November. For some of you, it's already November. It's already November the 1st for some people. And it's almost November. We are out of the month of October and we are starting to go into the holiday season. Now, Thanksgiving, I do celebrate Thanksgiving, obviously, because I'm an American. You know, but I celebrate it because I am thankful. But, you know, but not because that day was created for me. I think I celebrate it mainly because I'm thankful for what I have in life. And I look at it for different reasons than the traditional reasons of why Thanksgiving, the myth of Thanksgiving, that is. Because, you know, I don't believe that dinner and the settlers and all that stuff, I don't believe any of that stuff ever happened. So, you know, but and if they did sit down to dinner, they probably weren't eating turkey. Just saying. But you know, I tend to get into the deep historical stuff. And do you guys know that they celebrate Thanksgiving in Canada too? That they celebrate it on a different day. You eat the meal. You don't complain about the meal. You don't celebrate any America holidays, Lefford? Yeah, well, I celebrate Thanksgiving for family reasons, you know, because it's a time to get together with my family. You know, but yeah, a lot of people like eating the turkey. Most people only celebrate it because they get the day off. You know, I mean, because then the next day they go straight into the holiday selling with that Friday sale that I don't like to talk about, the color that they call it, because that's ridiculous to me. You know, so we'll just say it's the Friday sale the next day. You know, I don't know who came up with that name. Who came up with that name for the Friday sale? You know, that's ridiculous. I don't have a problem with the Cyber Monday thing, though. Most people are doing their shopping online and everything, but I don't do a whole bunch of holiday shopping and everything because it's so commercialized. And Jesus wasn't even born in December, so you know. And the gift exchange stuff has nothing to do with Jesus. I don't know what it has to do with. I think that has something to do with something from some European tradition. You know what? Whatever. If that's what I'm thinking, Lefford. That's why I don't say the name. That's why I won't even call it that. You know, because you know, even though we call ourselves a color, nobody's actually really the color black. Not even the darkest person in the world. Any more than the lightest albino is actually white. So, you know, all these colors and everything, that all came from Europeans. They're the ones who gave everybody a color. We didn't have all those colors before. Didn't matter. But there's more of the rest of us than there are of Europeans, so I can understand. You know, it made them feel superior to the rest of us. But I sure want to know where the term came from. What marketing firm came up with that term? What marketing firm came up with that term? And here's the question: why weren't people offended by it a long time ago? because people are suddenly now in the last few years, now they're offended by it. And they're saying we're sensitive. No, but I'm sure there's some historical meaning behind that name. People don't name stuff for no reason. Everything is done purposely. It's done purposefully. That's what I believe. I'm gonna research that. I'm gonna research it. I'm gonna research it, and I'm gonna come back on one of my lives and talk about it. Or I might even be more radical and just upload a video about why Black Friday is called Black Friday. I'm gonna find out. I sure am. Because that's a crazy name for it. So that's the reason why. Well, I'm gonna go back and pull up that. That'll be a good thing for me to speak on. Oh, my son just came in, guys. So he just came in the house. He's still having a rough week, but he's doing better today. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Leffert. Yeah, they need to name that day something else. They need to name that day something else. And do you know that that's not just here in the United States? That name is around the friggin' world. They call it that around the daggone globe. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Leffert and Terry said hi, David. Uh-huh. You want to say hi? Yeah. He said hi. You want this? Yeah. You want that? Here you go. Yeah. Yeah. So they made a sale day that actually is insulting people of color that were part of the diaspora. I mean, because it's not an insult to people on the continent because it wasn't them, but it's an insult to us. And they can't even get together a real boycott of that day. You know that, so. They tried to put a boycott on that day for the last several years, and it never seems to work. Somehow, we have to find another way to circulate our dollars. Well, here's the thing. I mean, you know, they went to Egypt, and based on the Jewish calendar, there's no way it was in the month of December, because Mary and Joseph were in Bethlehem for the census. So more than likely, he was born around the time that we celebrate his death. Just a thought. I mean, because everyone, at least we know that he did exist. But definitely wasn't born in December. Matter of fact, I think that day is some pagan god's feast day or something. Guys, wait for a second. I'm gonna mute for a second. I'm coming right back. All right, I'm back, guys. Yeah, that whole, you know, it's so much stuff that people have been taught that was so untrue. Like, I didn't learn the truth about the Spanish Inquisition until like maybe a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's all commercial, Terry. It's all commercial. You know, I don't feed into that. I don't feed into that stuff. You know, if I get a gift for someone, I got a gift for them because I wanted to. I'm not going to be guilted into going into debt at the holidays, though. Because the stuff is not really on sale. They just make you think that they've lowered the prices. And this year for the holidays, I plan on being in North Carolina with my daddy. So I'm definitely not going to be doing all of that shopping. Because I'm not going to even, you know, have a tree or anything up at my house. So I'm not doing all that crap. But all of the stuff is commercialized. I mean, think about it. Valentine's Day is a commercial holiday. It's a commercial holiday. Matter of fact, I think that was created by somebody. And so was Mother's and Father's Day. Those days were created too. Commercial days. Commercial days. Hey, Digo Crochet. You know, I've been watching all of you guys with the crocheting channels because I used to crochet and knit. I just don't have a whole bunch of time to do it these days. But y'all are inspiring me to pick up my crochet needle and pick up my knitting needles. Oh, I celebrate Juneteenth. Yeah, I celebrate that day. Do you celebrate Kwanzaa, Ledford? No worries, Digo. I'm glad you came through. I'm glad all of you guys came through. I like people around me that who aren't celebrating the foolishness. And I've been like, you know, going around and I've, you know, checking some stuff out on YouTube, and then also talking to people off of YouTube about these fires that have been happening out here in California. And so, although they're starting to get the stuff under control and everything, it's just, someone pointed out something very interesting to me. And it kind of resonates, because the fires that happened in areas where people were more well-to-do this time, they didn't really suffer a lot of property losses in those areas. Those areas were the ones down here in Southern California. But up in Northern California, where, you know, where those fires happened, that wasn't necessarily the same type of area. You know what I mean? And I know one of my subscribers who lives up in Northern California says that they're probably not going to even have electricity back on until today, Friday. Kwanzaa was created by the white man. I thought it was that that professor at Cal State LA that did it. There was a black guy. I thought he was the one who created Kwanzaa. He was a professor at Cal State LA. And I believe he was an atheist. I thought that's the one who created Kwanzaa. Ledford, that's what I thought. I'll have to look that up because that's you know, I don't do Kwanzaa, but you know, I've done it a few times, but I don't really do it that much because it's supposed to me, I feel like it's supposed to take the place of celebrating God. And since I believe in God, you know, kind of why I don't really feed into it. You know, I know it's supposed to have all of like they give you all of these different traditional African dishes to make during Kwanzaa and everything. But people in Africa don't even know what the heck Kwanzaa is. They don't even understand the symbolism behind those days. Oh my goodness. Let me see what you're saying, Terry. So you used to celebrate it until you found out the reason. So the guy that they post as the creator of it was an agent for the FBI. But I knew that they had somehow attributed to somebody black, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that he was a professor at Cal State LA here in Los Angeles. That is supposedly originated in California. And since the Black Panthers originated in the Bay Area, that would make sense that they would originated in the same state. Wow. Now I learned something. You taught me something. You taught me something. They always twist stuff, and the wild thing is that we were all alive when that day got created, because that came about in like what the late 60s or something. I remember when they created that day. I remember the Black Panthers. I was a kid, but I remember them. You know, and I remember what they were really about versus, you know, what people tell us they were about. Yep, that's what I'm saying. I was a little kid. I was a kid when but I knew that they got created once I was already here. Yeah, I mean, Kwanzaa came around when I was already here. Wow. See, and they try to make it kind of like a spiritual kind of holiday. But there's nothing spiritual about it if that's the origination of it. And so many Black people in the United States gravitate towards that holiday, towards those days. And they're rejecting any form of religion, but then they gravitate towards those days that were created to trick us. Wow. See? Man. I wonder how many people really know that history, because they make a big deal out of Kwanzaa. Wow. You guys, my mind is blown about that. My mind is blown about that. That really blows my mind. You can't, it's like, yeah, I guess none of these days are really all that special anyway. You know what I mean? Because somebody created all of the different holidays. They're all man-made. They're all man-made. Even if they try to put a religious spin on it, they're all man-made. Cultural nationalism. Look. So they tried to wrap this up into the I'm Black and I'm Proud movement of the 60s. Yeah, but if the guy was Black that brought it to Black people, if he was the FBI, if he was an agent of of the federal government, or working with them in bringing that day around, bringing Kwanzaa around as a distraction. That's what it sounds like to me. It was created as a distraction for Black people. See, that makes me think it was created as a distraction to distract us, to keep us asleep. I'm just saying. You just have to always wonder about everything. Wonder about the origins of stuff. And this day, this is like what, 50 years old? Not even 50 years. About 50 years. Yeah, it's about 50 years. 53 years? Yeah, 53 years that they've been celebrating it. Oh, well, we can stop celebrating it then. I mean, all Black people need to stop celebrating it, actually. What? Yeah, I remember that name. Well, I mean, but Lefford, that's the way it always happens. That's the way it always happens. It's always it. The only way you're going to accept it is if it comes from your own. So he just pretends it's his idea, and people went with it. But I mean, that's probably the reason why it's not really that highly celebrated anymore. Maybe because a lot of people woke up and know that it's not really, it's just some made up thing. Like I said, it was a distraction. That's what that's why I said it was created as a distraction. It worked. It worked. Because I mean, I can say that it worked because, like, when I first came to California, the people here who were of the same ethnicity as myself were not, being Black was a fad for them. Being into culture was a fad as back in the 80s. And then it became more of a fad in the 90s. I still feel like it's a fad for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because now there's a lot more sisters who are natural, are going back to natural, But for 20 years, they were all, not doing that. And so now they, are feeling more, embracing who they are more. And I don't know. Hey, Ray. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate it, Ray. I appreciate it. We were just talking about Kwanzaa and how it was an actual made up holiday to distract Black folk in America. Hey, Rizwan. How are you? There's so much stuff that they do to distract people. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now that are total distractions for everyone. I mean, not that the leader of ISIS didn't deserve to die. Not that he didn't deserve to die. But all of the hoopla around that is a distraction from other stuff that's going on. Because meanwhile, they're still trying to impeach this man. They're still trying to impeach this man. And it's funny because I got some of my YouTube friends that are pro the president and some who are not. And it's interesting to see the rhetoric about the man, the leader of ISIS, dying. Oh, you know what, Terry? I have a question for you. Did you know that Governor Gavin Newsom, did you know that was Nancy Pelosi's nephew? Did you know that he's her nephew? I just found that out today, that he's related to her. I did not know that. He has a really nice wife, but I think he's a snake in the grass. Somebody told me that today, that he is the nephew of Nancy Pelosi. The governor of California is the nephew of Nancy Pelosi, the speaker. That's her nephew, the governor of the state of California. I didn't know he was related to her. Exactly. He's a snake in the grass too. I mean, he tries to come off as not being one, you know. And I mean, I told you guys that when he was running for office, he came to our church. You know, my pastor had them come to our church, and she was very, very upfront about the reason she allowed him to come to our church was because of his wife. And the kind of woman his wife is. But man, I did not know he was her nephew. I was just like, what the heck? That just says a lot about what his real agenda is. You know what I mean? And why Trump gives the state of California so much freaking grief. That answers so many questions. And I mean, it's not like we had much to choose from as far as governors, but still. I mean, I did not like. Is everybody in politics related? Is everybody in politics related? No. I'm just wondering, you know, because when you think about it, every single president that we've had, including the black one, is somehow related to those people who signed the Declaration of Independence. Even him is distantly related to them through his mama. So, you know, like I'm like, is everybody in the government, is it just a whole incestuous relationship going on? Everybody's related to everybody? That's just crazy to me. I did not even realize that, but when they said that today, I was just like, oh, really? Man. And do you guys know that, I mean, we're less than, we're 12 months away from the presidential election. And we still don't know what the heck's going to happen next November. That's so sad. Hi, Anna. How are you? Yeah, I know he does. You know, I know he does because people have decided that we're going to be a sanctuary state. Now, I mean, you know, here's my thing. I don't have an issue with, you know, people wanting to come to the United States. And I truly don't believe that the majority of the people who are trying to come here are criminals fleeing, you know, from their criminal past. I don't believe that that's the case. But I believe that our federal government refuses to come up with some type of immigration policy and some type of way to grant citizenship to those who actually deserve it that are here already illegally, and stop making people jump through hoops to prove that they're U.S. citizens, because that's what they're doing to the rest of us right now. But that's just that's my opinion, you know. I mean, we're not the only state that has issues with people jumping across the border. So, and he's never going to get that wall up that he keeps talking about. He can talk about it all he wants, but it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Oh yeah, Anna, we don't do Halloween. I don't do Halloween. But happy Thursday or Friday, whichever day it is for you. Yeah, we don't do it. So sorry. That's why I call it the live chat for those who don't do Halloween, because I don't do Halloween. And I know a lot of people that don't, you know, for various reasons. Some people don't do it for religious reasons. Other people don't do it because they know what the day is really, you know, I mean, it's not about the kids. That's not what it's about. It's, you know, but we're like 12 months away from an election, guys. And does anybody have any idea of who we're gonna end up with? Are we gonna end up with this man again? Oh, I just feel like right now our country is the laughing stock of the world. No matter what that man does, we are still the laughing stock of the world. Yeah, many people don't celebrate any of the holidays, Ray. Yeah, but I definitely don't do this one. You know, I mean, like, now I'll celebrate Veterans Day, you know, because that's supposed to be about the vets. You know, even if they did go to a war, you know, to go protect some other country, they were doing their jobs and they deserve respect. And considering that they don't get any respect from the federal government because the Department of Veterans Affairs is a mess when it comes to treating vets. But, you know, that's another story. It's just such an embarrassment. Let me see. Yeah, but I'm glad that October is over and that November is starting. And I just can't believe that this year has flown by. I can't believe that this year has flown by. And they were almost at the end. I know, Terry. You know, but, and here's the thing. DC is more of a swamp than it was when he came into office. It truly, truly is. I mean, it's corruption at its finest. You know, the lobbyists run the federal government, to be honest, because whoever has the most lobbyists pushing the most money through, that's who's controlling what happens on Capitol Hill. Let's be real about it. You know, but I don't know who would it benefit for this man to stay in office another 4 years? Who would it really benefit? I'm just wondering. You know, I mean, because as far as I can see, he's not doing much For the rich or the poor? Oh yeah. It's very, very corrupt. You know, and even when you want to vote your conscience, it's hard, because you know, you look at all of them and you're like, well, dang, which one of them, which is the least? Why do we have to go with the lesser of two evils? I feel like that's what's going to happen again. And why are we stuck with a basically a two-party system, which only gives us like two choices? I know he is. And we have yet to see those tax returns. Yet to see a daggone tax return out of that daggone man. He's getting richer and richer while he's sitting in office. Yeah. Well, all of his money was ill-gotten. His family are crooks. That's how they got all their money. Father was a slumlord. A slumlord. That's how they got all their money. Being slumlords. Thank you for coming through, Anna. You always come through to say hi. I really, really appreciate it. I sure would, Terry. What do you think? I sure would. Yep. Because, I mean, they try to say that this is a democracy. We all know this is not a democracy. We all know that electoral college was actually written into the Constitution. People like to ignore that fact. And that basically from the very beginning, they never wanted us to be able to truly vote for the president of the United States. Even though, you know, I'm not a political scientist, I did real good in political science classes. I probably should have been an attorney or something. I did not want to go through all of that stuff. But yeah, it's just, and the ironic thing is that originally, way back, like 2 centuries ago, the Republican Party was the party that looked out for minorities. Because in the early 20th century, middle and upper class Black people were Republicans. I mean, think about it. The sorority that I'm in, one of our symbol is an elephant. And that and rumor has it had something to do with people being Republican at that time. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And even, even though, Obama was in there, I keep telling people, he still was only half of us. And the half of him was us had never been in slavery. So yeah. Think about that part. And then I told you that somewhere in Obama's maternal lineage, he's related to one of the freaking founding fathers. Just like all the rest of the presidents somehow are related to those people back then. But I digress, because he will never be president again. And Michelle doesn't even want to come anywhere near it. And I love Michelle, but I'll tell you, they would never let her. I mean, just like they didn't want Hillary in there, they sure don't want a black woman in the White House. That's not going to happen. Hey, Soul, thank you for coming. Hey, Sparks Massage. I love your massage videos. Especially the ASMR one. Yeah. But it's just so many things that are going on that are distractions. And I know it might sound crazy to y'all, but that ISIS leader being killed was a distraction. Not that he didn't deserve to die, but it was a distraction. I'm doing good, Sparks Massage. I'm doing good. I am just chilling with y'all at the end of my Thursday night. Going into November. Just thinking about the fact that we're about 12 months away from the next election in our country, and everything's a mess politically here. Yeah. And here's my thing. Even when I'm always, looking at candidates, and I know this might be small of, micro thinking on my part, but I always look for someone who's going to say something about, autism and the disability. It did come up a little bit in the last presidential election, and, maybe it's a small thing, but it falls under healthcare. And we don't hear nothing on that. But then again, I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that no matter what this president tells you, he cannot undo Obamacare. The only way that Obamacare can be undone is for them to rewrite the Constitution. Because the way that Obamacare was done constitutionally. Because Mr. Obama studied constitutional law at Harvard. That's what he studied. That was his field. He knows the Constitution. And they all know that. That's why when you hear all the hot air, that's why you haven't heard anything about them trying to dismantle Obamacare lately, because they can't. That's why all those states wanted to sue them. when they kept threatening to undo it, because they can't undo it without replacing it with something because it is constitutional in the way that they enacted it. Even though it has its quirks, it was enacted so that it could not be undone without going through a major overhaul of our Constitution. Yep, if you actually read through all of the pages of the thing, even though they keep trying to take it away by chipping away at it, they can't really take it away. Can't really take it away. So that was another campaign promise he made that was a lie. The wall, the destruction of Obamacare, not going to happen. Even though he keeps putting up the little, prototypes for the wall, not going to happen. But what is happening is that our rights are being systematically taken away from us. And they are trying to turn this into a classist, elitist society. Because even though this president is doing those, signing those pardons and helping those people to get out of jail, it's all for show. All for show. All for show. But here's something I do want to talk about. I don't normally talk about celebrity gossip or about celebrities breakups and everything, but I'm gonna talk about this one because I actually happen to know this person. So Niecy Nash is getting a divorce from her second husband, Mr. Tucker. And I just think that whole situation is kind of sad because Niecy wrote that book, and in her book, she's, talking about what the things that she learned about a successful marriage and everything. Because this is her second marriage. She was married to my friend Don, her first husband, Don Nash, who was a pastor. She was the first lady of their church. But she wrote that book, and in her book, she talked about the way that you keep the marriage hot is by, oral sex every day with your man. So when she took the job doing Claws in Louisiana, because that's where that show is filmed. Who are those people? Niecy Nash is an actress. Niecy Nash was on that show Reno 911. She also played Bernie Mac's sister on the Bernie Mac show. She played his sister on the Bernie Mac show. Bernie Mac is the one who helped blow her up. And she played in, what else did she play on? A couple of other things. But she's gotten some work done. Now she's snatched and everything. But apparently, the reason why they are getting a divorce is because, and I don't watch the show, but on this show, Claws, that she does, she has some very explicit sex scenes, and her husband didn't like it. And I guess she wanted to keep doing what she's doing because she's, she's a big star and everything now. But I know that I believe her career is the reason why her marriage ended with her first husband, and they were married for a long time. And she was married to this guy for about 10 years. But it's like dealing with the roles in a marriage, because if she was in Louisiana and he was here in LA, she definitely wasn't doing what she said in that book every day. And then they're saying that they were sleeping in separate bedrooms for like months. And I think her mom lives with them. But her mom lived with her and her ex-husband, with Don. I remember, because I remember that they had moved her in. So she was already living there when Niecy got with his second husband. Yes, she kept her first husband's last name professionally, because she like her first husband, Don, they got married when they were like 21, and she was with him into the mid-30s, and then they got a divorce, and then she got with this other guy. But she has 3 kids, 3 adult children from her first marriage. She don't have no kids with her second husband, but I'm gonna assume that, you know, legally her last name was Tucker, and that Nash was just her name, you know, with SAG. You know, I'm gonna assume that, but you know, I hyphenate my name still, and I'm not even married to my ex-husband. And the only reason I kept his last name is because of my son. But when or if I get married again, I'm not keeping that man's last name. That man's last name is gone. Now, if I write anything or do anything, you know, between now and then yeah, I would do it with that last name, because I probably would use it professionally, but I would, if I got married, I would take whoever I got married to's last name, you know. But she didn't do that. So she could have, well, I guess she could have tried to hyphenate it, but then she would have been hyphenating with her ex-husband's name anyway, because that's the only name anybody knew her by. So you being funny. Why would you want me to drop that far down the alphabet? I'm at the beginning of the alphabet. My last name begins with a C. My daddy's last name. That's why I kept it, so I could stay at the beginning of the alphabet. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, most men that I know would have a problem with you using another man's last name. Most men that I know would, you know, but hey, I don't know. Maybe that was part of the problem too. She kept Don's last name. Maybe that was a problem too, you know. But they're saying it's because she was doing these explicit, you know, sex scenes in the act and stuff. But here's the thing. She was already doing acting when he met her, because she blew up, you know, as an actress, and was known as a acting before him. The only thing that came about when he came on the scene was, was this Claus thing. A clean house. She's the lady who did the clean house on HGTV. Clean house, Reno 911, and Bernie Mac show and all of that stuff. That all happened when she was married to the person whose last name is Nash. So, and then she played Cedric the Entertainer's wife on a show that he had too, where he played a pastor. It was kind of loosely based on what her real life had been, because her ex-husband was in the industry, because he can sing. Oh man, that dude can sing his behind off. He sounds like Jackie Wilson. Has the voice that sounds like Jackie Wilson. But then he went into ministry, and so he decided he wasn't going to do the entertainment stuff. He decided that that wasn't for him. So he went back to school and went and got a degree in theology and stuff. So, and then she got serious about the acting and started blowing up, and all of that happened when she was with her first husband. So when this dude came on the scene, she was already an actress. She's already doing the acting thing. Now, she wasn't doing the sexy kind of acting things. Claus is the first role she's ever had where she is, showing her bosoms and, dressing real, enticing and stuff. And she went and got her body snatched. So, another marriage gone down the drain. But I don't know, because I forgot she's the one who introduced Sherry Shepherd to that man she paying alimony to. That dude that Sherry Shepherd is paying alimony to and paying child support to for a child she didn't have was introduced to her by Niecy Nash. Yeah, that part. So this might be stuff coming back on her, because I'll just say that the guy that Niecy is divorcing is a very good looking gentleman. And he's probably not going to stay single too long. And I hope that she doesn't regret, this, because she's hanging out with Oprah now, and Oprah might have her of the mind that she don't need a man, and that kind of stuff. So I'm telling you, it's that Hollywood. It's that Hollywood life. That in the entertainment industry, and I mean, I know her first husband very well. I know her first husband so well that if I were to get married again, I would want him to perform the ceremony. That's how, I mean, we're really, really good friends. So I know that her being in the industry and him being more into God is part of the reason why she and her first husband are no longer together. And I'm gonna just guess that this has to do with she's in Louisiana all the daggone time, and this man wanted his wife at home. So, you got to give and take. I mean, I know it's hard when you're an actress and everything, but shoot, Gabrielle Union figured something out so she could keep Dwayne Wade. I'm just saying. Yep. It's a trip. I'm like, and this is the only person that I know in the industry. I mean, I know Tasha Smith, but Tasha's a really sweet girl. She's had some men issues too. Those guys were just dogs, though. They were just dogs. Because, I mean, there's a lot of women out there that are just waiting for the right man to submit to. But then if you got a good man, you can't be gone all the daggone time, or you ain't gonna keep that man. It doesn't work that way. Hey, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, because I do believe that advice she gave is right. I mean, most men are very basic creatures. I don't know any men that would turn down oral sex every day. I don't know any that would do that. So, and a lot of Black women have a problem with doing that. So maybe that's why she put it in her book. But clearly she wasn't taking her own advice. So hey, I'm just saying. Guys don't turn down. Guys aren't going to turn something down. So, especially if it's being offered. But it's just funny she put that in her book as one of the ways to keep your man. But if a man is going to cheat, you can be doing that every day, and he can still be going someplace else. So, but if you're married to him, you can't just leave him out there and not be there. That doesn't make no sense. It's just stupid to me. Because, man, my friend, her first husband is not a bad looking man at all, but her second husband was like, I was like, girl, how'd you pull that? Oh, you pulled that because you're Niecy Nash. She pulled that man because she was Niecy Nash. But then she didn't continue to do all the things that she did when she got him. Just like a man has to do all the things that he did to get with you, you have to continue to do things that you need to do in a relationship. So that's because she went and she's so proud of her new body shape, but there was nothing wrong with her before. she was curvy like a natural black woman. She didn't need to get snatched. You know, but I think because she's in the industry, she felt pressure. You know, because she was typecast into playing the big girl, and I guess she didn't want to play the big girl no more. So she didn't, you know, she didn't want to play big girl because, like, I'll tell you, like when she was on Reno 911, they would pad her to make her look bigger. She wasn't as big as they made her look on that show. They padded her to make her look like she was a much bigger girl, and she was typecasting those into those types of roles. So I can understand from that standpoint, but I'm just saying, a career should not be more important than a relationship. But, you know, I don't know the full dynamics of that situation, you know, because they just pushed it out on us, you know, overnight. He's an electrical engineer, Terry. So he makes good money. He's not broke. And he's been he's been an electrical engineer for quite some time, because he's like in his, you know, like mid to late 40s. So he's making a very good 6-figure income. Clearly it's probably not the same as what she's making doing the show she stars on, but he's making enough that she wouldn't have to work if she didn't want to. Good morning, Latoya. Yeah, he's an electrical engineer. And he's here in LA. So he makes good money. He's probably making over $250,000 a year. And if he and we don't know, he may own his own firm, which would be making, you know, or partner in an engineering firm. It could be making even more than that. You know, but, you know, no, he's not. His money probably does not match hers. But her first husband, the minister, wasn't broke either, because he also worked in the real estate industry with me, and he made a lot of money. So she's never been with a broke man. She's never been with a broke man. So I don't think it was a money situation. He didn't need her money. He didn't need her money. So he wanted her. And she wasn't available. And if they were sleeping in different bedrooms for the last 8 months, then they weren't having sex. If you're not having sex, you know, and you're married, and there's no medical reason why you're not having sex, then yeah. Hi, Life with Kennedy. How are you? Thank you for coming through. Good. I'm glad you're doing good. Yeah, we were just talking about my friend Niecy Nash, who's getting a divorce. But you know, it's like most of the black women in Hollywood or in the entertainment industry, you know, it's like, I guess it's difficult. But I'd have made that work. That's just me. Especially if it was my second marriage. Especially if it was my second marriage. But she decided it was time to go. Yeah. That's why I would never be writing no books about. It's like every time somebody decides they're gonna write a book about relationships, then their own relationships are exposed as not being. Telling you, Steve Harvey with his daggone book. You know, now Niecy had that book out, and now clearly she wasn't doing the things that she talked about in her book anymore. She was chasing that big money. Well, they're saying she would be gone down to Louisiana for like 3 months at a time, shooting the thing, the series. But couldn't you jump on a plane like every other weekend and come home to your husband? I'm just saying. Ain't that much to do in New Orleans? You know? Especially with their high crime rate. Still, unfortunately, in New Orleans. So, yeah. I don't know. Because see, I only watched, like, I started watching that show that she's on, the first season that it came on, because it comes on TNT. But then I started losing interest, you know, because it's like a dramedy, you know, drama comedy. But I just stopped watching it. So I don't even watch it. Yeah, that's the way I that's what it appears to be to me. Lepfer, I mean, if dude ain't cheating on you, he ain't never put his hands on you. You know what I'm saying? He's not disrespecting you in any way. And you can't tell me that you're not still attracted to him. So I don't know. I mean, her and her, you know, She and her first husband got divorced. I mean, that situation happened real quietly because nobody even knew. They just suddenly they weren't together. That's that, with her first husband. And she was in the industry at that time, but that information wasn't broadcast across the media airways and everything. And then her kids are in the industry too. They have 3 kids. The 2 daughters, one of them is a YouTuber and she's an actress, and then the other one is a model, also on YouTube and on IG. So I know that all of this kind of affects them, even though they're grown, because that's their mom. But I always got the impression that they weren't really caring about her, caring about him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he was doing anything. I think, they're making it seem like they just grew apart. And the way they would grow apart, you would grow apart is because you're not there. You're not around. But I don't like to see people. I don't like to see people breaking up. Yeah. I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was anything like that. This dude don't need her money. I mean, yeah, he may not be making millions and millions a year or whatever, but he makes good money. He makes good money that if she wasn't acting, she would not have to work and the bills would still get paid. That's what I'm saying. They could still live where they live. So, but I'm sure if there's something else going on, it'll come out eventually. It always does. But I mean, she's friends in that same, clique, with Tisha and Tasha, all of them, they all in the same age range, and they all, kind of rotate in the same crowd. So it's just interesting, everybody getting divorced around the same time. You know what I mean? They all getting divorced right now. Because what was it like? A couple of months ago that Tisha Campbell Martin announced she was getting divorced. Yeah, and then, I'm telling you, all of the Black actresses do hang out. They hang out. Ain't that many of them? So they all hang out. They all know each other. They all friends. Don't think differently. I don't know. People are saying that she's been hanging out with Oprah a lot. So ain't no telling what Oprah, put in her ear. Because isn't Oprah's best friend Gail now divorced too? Let that resonate. Isn't Gail divorced now too? So, I'm just saying all these high, I guess high-powered Black women are all getting divorced in the 40s. Just, he was turned off by the fact she's doing those sex scenes with these other men. That turned him off. He didn't like that. And here's the thing. I know that there are actors and actresses that will not do those kind of scenes out of respect to their spouse. So she could have had them to tone down the daggone scenes if she wanted them to. I'm just saying. But that's what they're saying is the issue. He did not like the, and I'm not watching the show, but I know a few people that do, and they did say that those scenes are very simulating, like they're really doing something. And he didn't like the close proximity, you know. And I mean, what man would? What man would? So. And especially if he's not in the industry, you know. I guess in his head, she wouldn't get her all that body snatched and everything. He's like, you got your body snatched, and some other, you know what, is grinding up on that supposedly was, you know, I'm supposed to be up on. I can't, you know, see no real brother who wouldn't have a problem with that. So I can see it from that perspective. Well, she had all her kids in her 20s. All of those kids, all of the kids were. That's why they all grown now. That's why they all grown. She had all of her kids really young, and even though she was married young, her and dude did a whole lot of stuff because he was in the entertainment industry at that time. So they were doing a lot of singing, and they put on plays and stuff. I mean, he was doing all the stuff to build her up to being able to do what she's doing today. The first husband she had, you know. So she was living, you know, life, so to speak. But, you know, hey, I'm the type of chick that would prefer to be in a relationship. So maybe she's don't want to be in a relationship. Maybe that's what it is. And I can respect that. You know? Hey, hi, Sir Lancelot. How are you? We're doing all right. We somehow got on relationships because we were talking about Niecy Nash getting a divorce and how it appears that she's throwing away a good black man. Throwing away a good man, period. Really. But I'm telling y'all, he's here in LA. He ain't gonna be single long. Because there's a lot of thirsty women out here that will snatch that brother up quick, fast, and in a hurry. So he won't be single long at all. I did enjoy my day. I was grinding today. I'm going to be grinding later on tonight. And I'm going to be grinding all day tomorrow. I'm going to be grinding. I think I am 88 away. I think I'm like 88 away from my 1K. But I'm like, this week I watched people who had less than me, and they must have been grinding like all day and all night because they blew past me and got to 1K earlier this week. So I'm like, I gotta meet some people. I know, Sir Lance. That's what I'm saying. Because, you know, I mean, they're getting a divorce in California. So in California, everything is irreconcilable differences. That's the way they do everything here. You know, basically no fault divorces. But I don't think this dude is cheating on her or anything like that. I think the issue is that she's an actress who's doing these sex scenes that her husband don't like, and it's become a problem. So instead of telling folks, hey, look, can we tone down these sex scenes because my man don't like it? Okay, but if you don't like it, I don't need you. That's the way it seems to me. That's the way it feels to me. But I could have it completely wrong. But from the outside looking in, that's the way it seems to me. And since I knew her at other points in her life when nobody knew who the heck she was, when she was coming up as an actress, you know, I think she's probably changed being in Hollywood, you know, so and maybe her priorities are different. Maybe she don't want this. She don't want a man that has a problem with her doing that stuff. Or maybe she doesn't want to submit to him, you know, and be in a traditional marriage. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me, you know. That's what it seems like to me. And like I said, when she was married to her previous husband, I can tell you her first husband wouldn't have been happy about those scenes either. So, because I know him, so he would have probably had a problem with that too. He'd have probably had a problem with it too. Yeah, I heard he was too. I hear he's a jerk, and I would agree that he is a jerk because back in the day, because y'all know I've been in LA for a long time, so I was around a lot of people when they back in the day, and I used to always see him with her. This is before they were married. This is when they were just, you know, kicking it and everything back in their 20s. And we would all be at certain all night diners in the Beverly Hills area. And they would all be out together. And he was a jerk back then. So, yeah. And I talked to Tisha, not a whole lot, but just a couple of times because friends of mine, like Tasha, are friends with her. And because she has a kid with autism, we've had a couple of conversations. I've never really had a conversation with Dwayne because, when back in the day, he was, a jerk. I'm going to just leave it at that because I'm not going to say a curse word. But he was a jerk. He's always been a jerk. He's always been a jerk. So, but I don't think he was very supportive of Tisha continuing her career. But she did what she had to do. Bye, Ray. See you the next time. Thank you for coming through. I'm sure it's not, Terry. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't want to see another woman enjoying my man. So, it's a sticky situation for actors and actresses. It's a sticky situation. Because even though it's acting, they can, men don't have control over certain parts of their bodies getting excited, and you could still get excited even though you're acting. So if it were you, wow. But I mean, here's the thing. You have certain people who don't do things like that. For example, Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith, whenever you've seen her in a movie doing a scene, it was a body double. Unless she was in a movie with Will Smith. If she wasn't in a movie with Will Smith, they had a body double. Like in Jason's Lyric, that was a body double that did that scene. She did not do that scene. Because she had respect for a man. She had a body double do it. I know. It's a trust situation, but you can always have somebody to stand in and do those things. You do not have to do them, especially if you are the lead character on the show. Claus is her show. It's her show. Everybody else is behind her. That show was built for her and this ensemble, but she's the main person. So to me, that means she could probably stop it from being, and I know that her character is supposed to be a certain type of woman. She runs a nail shop, but you know, she's had a certain type of life, which is why, you know, they have her like this. But it's not a good look if you got a husband at home, and a good looking husband at home. Yeah, that's Niecy on there, because she's on there, and then the other chick, Chris Brown's ex, is on there. Karuchi is on that show too. Yep, Karuchi is on that show too. Both of them are on there. But yeah, it's just the thing. As far as I know, you can have that written into your contract, and you can negotiate about those scenes, especially when it's on regular TV. Because even though TNT is a cable station, it's not HBO. Yeah, Niecy's is the brown skin girl. She from here. She from LA too. She's born and raised in LA. Yep, she's from LA. So, but you know, it's all over the news media today and everything because of it. And I just wanted to talk about it because, yeah, it just seems sad to me, because if there's nothing really wrong, then why can't you work it out? That's all I'm saying. I mean, marriage should not be disposable like that. Marriages should not be disposable. Yep, that's true, Terry. I didn't think about it from that perspective. Yeah, that would probably, if I were the husband, I'd be wide awake at night thinking, what's going on with my wife in Louisiana? Why she not home? Why she ain't coming home on the weekend? I guess not. No. Yeah, I don't do open marriages either. I don't share men. It's one person at a time. I'm too old for all of that craziness. But I think it's just so easy. It's so easy for people to walk away from marriages. Like they walk away from marriage like they were just dating the person. Not that they walk down the aisle. Hey, Sejor. How are you? Happy Friday now. It's almost Friday. Yeah. It's just too easy for people to walk away from marriages now. I mean, if you go back 2 generations, I would say, Even one generation, people got married. Our parents got married, and generally they stayed with the person that they married. People didn't walk away from marriages so easily. Terry, you're funny. I ain't gonna mess with the man's nose or anything, but he's a jerk. So I don't have much to say about him. I mean, supposedly, he had some misadventures with money, and Will and Jada had to help them out so that they didn't lose their house doing The Big Short. So I understand that Dwayne Martin had some misadventures with some of the money, and then Lisa Ray is not a fan of his. Lisa Ray is not a fan of Dwayne Martin at all. She don't mess with him because she blames him for her marriage being over with that prime minister from Turks and Caicos. But I'm gonna say it like Jovi said it. If I was married to that dude, the heck, I'd be back in Turks and Caicos doing stuff wherever he went. I'd be. You flying out, I'm flying out too. Where we going? But yeah. Oh, he's probably a freak. He's probably a freak, Toya. I don't know, because some of the stuff in Black Hollywood, I don't want to know about, to be honest with you. Just like I don't want to know about stuff that goes on in Black athletics or in Black music, I don't want to know. But some people, some of those folks are swingers. Some of those folks are swingers, and they have swinging parties, and they have voyeur parties and stuff. There was a time in my life when I knew people, and I got invites to parties like those. So yeah, I just say it's a bunch of stuff. It's a lot of stuff going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was trying to get her to do some stuff, in a bedroom. I wouldn't even be surprised. Because that's the one thing that girl has. Tisha Campbell has a beautiful voice. That girl can hit some notes. She can hit some notes. And she never, I guess, had whatever the music industry felt was the right packaging. Her or Tashina, both of them girls can blow. I mean, they were on Broadway when they were teenagers in Little Shop of Horrors. Y'all remember that? They were the doo-wop girls in Little Shop of Horrors. Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell. I'm not gonna give her to Martin since, you know, she don't want it anymore. And she still I wonder if she still, if she's gonna keep that restaurant. She has this really nice jazz club type restaurant out in Studio City called Zen, after their son. I wonder if they're gonna keep that going. I gotta check on that. Yeah, but if you go back and look at the movie Little Shop of Horror, the original movie Little Shop of Horror, which all of the people that were in that movie were the same people who were in the Broadway version of it. And the Doo-Wop Girls, you'll see Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell. Because all of the Tisha Campbell and Tashina Arnold have known each other since they were teenagers. Then Tasha Smith, who, you know, was in the Why Did I Get Married movies, Tasha grew up with Tisha Campbell, and they've been best friends since, you know, and when Tisha came out to Hollywood, Tasha followed her out here. And Tasha's a twin, though. Tasha Smith is a twin. She has a twin sister. But yeah, all of them are from, well, Tashina's from New York, but Tisha is from Camden, New Jersey. So, along with Tasha. So, you know, so that's why when she said she done with Dwayne, she done. She didn't put up with his antics for a whole long time. And I think she put up with those antics for the sake of the fact that she has children with him, and she was trying to, you know, be a good wife to a man who didn't deserve a good wife. Yeah, Toya. Yeah, Sidra and Tasha are identical twins. But Sidra wears her hair natural. She keeps her hair shaved. So she wears kind of more of a closely shaven head. And Sidra is a model. Sidra models. But her and Tasha are identical twins. Yep. They're identical twins. A lot of people don't even realize that she has a twin sister. But she does. Yeah, Sidra is beautiful. I mean, they're both beautiful. But, I mean, you know, everybody doesn't have the shape, face, or head to go with their hair like that. And she does. Every once in a while, I think she'll like let her hair grow out, but she usually keeps it with that close cut. Because, you know, if she wants hair, all she gotta do is slap a wig on. Yeah, they're both very beautiful chocolate sisters, brown skin girls. But yeah, I mean, like I said, all of the black actresses and stuff, I mean, the black Hollywood, they all know each other. They all are around each other. You know, that's why, like, when Gabrielle and Jada finally had those words, that was a big thing, because how you gonna be two big black actresses walking around not speaking to each other? And everybody knows y'all not speaking to each other. All right, Lefford. Thank you for coming through. I'm gonna probably only be on here for like another 10 minutes because we've been on for over 2 hours. I appreciate you guys coming out with me and helping me to stay consistent. And helping me to stay consistent. But you know, as I grow my channel, I'm gonna, you know, do some lives and have some real panels. And I think after I get over the 1K that I'm gonna do one where I'll do a Q&A where I'll have like questions and stuff that I'll have to answer and stuff, you know, just things about me that you may or may not know or just might be of interest and stuff. So I'm thinking about doing that soon. But yeah, I think that this is just another example with Niecy Nash, you know, of a good man, you know, being cast to the side, you know. That's what it seems like to me. Because they're basically making it seem like they just grew apart. Well, you grew apart because, like I said, if she's gone for 3 months, you know, if you're in a relationship with someone, you need to be having sex. Let's just be real. So that's a very important part of a relationship. You know, I mean, especially when she not old, he not old. So yeah, you know, and I guess he felt like, you know, look, we not having sex, but then you doing these sex scenes with this dude. Yeah. The more I think about that, the more I would probably it would cause some major issues. It would cause some major issues. So it's quite believable. It is quite believable. So we are almost to Friday on the West Coast, and the rest of the country is already on Friday. It is already November the 1st. And you best believe, everyone, that starting tomorrow, you'll start hearing Christmas music as you go about to different places. You should probably already start to see the Christmas decorations going up starting tomorrow, because they start as soon as Halloween is over, as soon as this day is over. So tomorrow, they'll start their next commercial. The next commercial, and that is the commercial that we will be listening to for the rest of the year. Thank you, Ledford. I appreciate that. Yeah, Terry. Yeah, Tisha Campbell and Tashina were in that. They were teenagers when they were in that, but they were both in that. That was their first role. That was their first role. You know? That's what I'm saying. You know, like if you think about it, the majority of the African American actresses that are out right now that are, yeah, African American. So that's not including, you know, Lapita and the other chick from the UK that's doing the Harry Tubman thing. But the ones that are from here, most of them started this acting stuff when they were in their late teens and early 20s. And it's still, most of them are the same ones. I mean, because we all remember when Gabrielle Union came out way back in the day. I mean, you know, she was the party girl in Love and Basketball, you know, and then she was in Bring It On, and I forget, it was another couple of other movies that she was in early on when she was in her 20s. You know, same thing with Halle Berry. I mean, we don't have, it ain't that many. So when, you know, when we see one of them, you know, who's been in a relationship with a brother, and then that relationship is over, you know, you kind of look at it and say, I mean, the one thing that I doubt I'll see is that if she gets with another man, that it's not going to be a man of color, because as far as I know, she don't roll that way, you know. But I just think that if this was about career and everything at this particular point in life, she may regret this decision later on. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, because like when I got divorced, those were not the reasons that, I mean, you know, it wasn't because me and my ex grew apart or anything. It was because of some things that were going on in the marriage that shouldn't have been going on. And it wasn't infidelity, but it was things that I couldn't deal with. And so it was over. I couldn't put myself in that situation, and I wouldn't let my son be around to witness those types of things going on. But, you know, I mean, if you're with somebody and they're not cheating on you, they not hitting on you, you know, they doing nothing but respecting you, and then I don't understand. I mean, you know, here we have on the other side of the country, poor Kenya Moore, who finally thought she had a man, and now, yeah, that situation's sad. I feel sorry for her. She's a beautiful woman, but I think the fact that she was abandoned by her biological mother has made her damaged goods her entire life. Because it's affected all her choices. Yep. I forget who the third girl was. I don't know what happened to her. Maybe she didn't go on after that, because after that, you know, we kept seeing Tashina and Tisha. I don't know what happened to that third girl, because it was three of them. It was three little black girls. It sure was. I don't know who the third girl was though. Yep, Feed Me Seymour. I remember that song too. Oh, you guys, you know what? I think there's a lot of people who like get on YouTube, and they'll upload videos of them doing karaoke and stuff on Smoothly and on some of those other apps. And I guess if you're doing karaoke up on here, then those aren't considered like copyrighted or anything, you know, so you can do that. So I might do some videos like that, but I'm not sure if but I'm gonna make sure that I won't get in trouble doing them, because I see them on channels, and I see them on channels that are already monetized. So I got to find out if that will cause a copyright strike. Because if it won't cause a copyright strike, then I'll do that, and then, you know, people can stop harassing me about not having anything of me singing on my YouTube channel, even though I keep telling you guys there are 2 videos out of me on YouTube singing, but they are under my real name. So if you don't know what the D stands for, you'll have a hard time finding them. But yeah, they're on there, and they're on this karaoke bar site, and they're like from 9 years ago. Before I was, doing one of the times when I wasn't wearing my hair in braids. So I actually had my hair flat ironed, and people could see my real hair, because I usually have my hair braided all the time, but it's like, you know, out there from that time. That was like, I think that was probably around the time that my mom died. Yep. And I was, going out and singing a little bit at that point. But I know I'm on here rambling with you guys. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look at them. I'll look at them. I know. I love Tasha. That's my girl. You know, because, you know, she's still friends with all of us who were her friends before she got in Hollywood and everything. But I mean, she's doing what she loves doing, and what she loves doing is teaching other people to do acting. You know, she really always wanted to be a acting teacher, and now she's got her acting workshops and everything, and she's doing the daggone thing. You know, she's doing the daggone thing. I'm proud of her, because, you know, I remember when didn't nobody know who the heck Tasha Smith was. You know, I remember when didn't nobody know who Niecy Nash was. You know, I just like to see, when I see people that I actually know make it in Hollywood, I'm happy, you know, but I'm not happy that Niecy's, you know, making it is at the expense of being married. You know, to me, that's just sad. 2 marriages. You know, because to me, it's nice to have all of that, but what's the point of having everything if you have nobody to share it with? Because your kids are grown. Her kids are grown and gone. You know? Seriously, they're gone. So, it's going to just be her and her mom in that house now, I guess. Yeah, yep. When she was doing those clean house things, she was still married to her first husband, Don. I'm like, the only thing big that happened in her career that he wasn't there a part of was when she got on this clause, because this all happened after she got married to this other guy, who she got with like a couple of years after her and her first husband got divorced. But her and her first husband, they were married for like 15, almost 20 years. Because they literally got married at, I think she was 19 when she got married to her first husband. She was 19 and he was 20, 21. They were young. They were very young. You know? Hey, Steph. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think, I said we're just winding down right now. I didn't think I would catch you. But I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm trying to be consistent, as you can see. I'm trying to be consistent. You know, because I'm just coming on doing the same period. How was your day? I know it's already Friday for you. Yeah, we were just on here talking about an actress friend of mine who's going through a very public divorce. Yep. Yeah, because we've been on for almost 2.5 hours, so we're getting ready. I'm just getting ready to get off. Because it's actually just after midnight here. So it's just turned to Friday here. Yeah, somehow we got on relationships and marriage when we've been talking about this actress's divorce. Because I know her, and it just seems like from the outside looking in that they're throwing away a marriage for nothing. But you know, hey, I've been married before. I know marriages take work. So, you know, and you should try before you walk away. I just feel that, especially when it's not your first marriage. You know? Well, Kenya was supposedly getting divorced, but then they said that her and him are trying to work it out. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Kenya, but they were at one minute they were getting divorced. The next minute, it looks like they're trying to work it out, and they haven't even aired. I mean, Real Housewives of Atlanta isn't even on yet. They haven't even aired whatever's going on. So I guess we'll find out what's going on when they finally air the show. But it looks like that they're trying to work it out. But he don't want to do the show. I think that's really what it is. He really don't. He's acting, you know, he doesn't like the limelight stuff. But there's some other crazy mess that's supposedly going on. Like he's got some other relationship that was hidden from her. Just a bunch of drama with her. It's just sad. Always with Kenya. But see, that's what I said. The story, you know, they supposed to be trying to work it out. You know, if all the stuff that they're saying about him is true, it's really sad because, they have this innocent little child in the middle of this. And the one thing I know for sure is that Kenya wanted to be, Kenya is in love with that child. She waited so long to get married and so long to have a child. I mean, she wanted to do everything the right way. And, and now this is happening. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, it's just, to me, people putting your marriage and stuff on reality TV, that's just crazy to me. But this is, we, the public, have shown Hollywood that this is what we want. That's why you have all these reality shows. And here's the ironic thing about it. The reality shows came about during that era when the writers were striking and all of that stuff, and all of that stuff happened and everything. And now they're part of a regular part of TV culture. People have become millionaires off of being on reality TV, scripting their life, because most of it is scripted, but then other things aren't. Like this chick getting a divorce, her and him going, that's not part of the script, So I feel sorry for Kenya though, because I want her to have some peace in life. I do, but I truly see her as a damaged woman because of her mother, who denies. I'm like, how do you act like you never had a child? You act like this isn't your child, and then your child, the child that you didn't want, regardless of anything else we think about this woman, she will go down in history as being one of, the Miss Black USAs. We ain't had that many of them. And at the time she did it, I mean, she's brown skinned. She was like one of the first brown skinned sisters to make that, and all that hair on her head is hers. She does not have a weave. She has long, healthy, natural hair, But them women on that show be hating on Kenya. They can't stand that girl. That's what's so funny. I don't even want to keep up with all that stuff. Because most of the stuff the people are doing, they're doing it for ratings. So it's like, how much of it is real and how much of it's not real? Yeah, they making that money, but they making themselves look foolish too. And then most of them don't even live in the houses that you see them in on the show. Those are like some of those houses. The houses that people be renting, that people rent out for people to stay in, whatever you call them, the bed and breakfast, or I can't even think what it's called right now. It just went out of my head. I guess because it's getting late. BB and it went away. Yeah, it's all fake. I mean, they don't live in those houses. That's somebody else's house that they're just renting for the filming. They script stuff. I mean, the only thing that's not fake is people getting pregnant and having babies. You know, that part. But, you know, nobody, they do a lot of that stuff for TV. Even the Kardashians. And I don't know what, and with them, I don't know what's going to happen, because apparently this religious transformation with Kanye is real. It's real, guys. He's not faking. And he wants Kim to become a proper woman. Good luck with that. And he wants her to stop letting their daughter wear makeup and stuff. But y'all know, it's like if you married a certain type of female, and then you expect them to transform when you transform. And so now you have a daughter with that person, and they're trying to turn their daughter, your little black daughter, into the same type of person that they are. Yep, I know. I know. So it's about to get ugly. It's about to get ugly, because she don't respect him. She's not respecting him. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna find out how much of a real black man Kanye West really is, because yeah, he didn't have a religious transformation, and he's serious about it. I mean, he's telling people they can't fornicate if they doing the, his music and everything. They need to be living righteous, and he wants her to stop putting up the sexy images and to stop doing all that stuff. Yep. Yep. I know, girl. I know. I do too. And that's really sad, because he been lost since his mama died. And whatever little trance they had him under, he coming from up under whatever that trance is that they had him under. And yeah, they can't control him. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. Stephanie, you're funny. That is so funny. Yeah, Spinal Tap. Well, okay, guys, you know what? I am going to go ahead and end our thing tonight. But you know what? Y'all know I'm going to be back tomorrow, because I love you guys. And we will come back for another round of Not So Random Chat tomorrow night. And it'll be Friday night. So I'll probably have more energy, because I won't have to get up on in the morning. Thank you. I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. And until then, everybody, thank you for coming through. Thank you, everyone who came through the stream tonight. I appreciate it. Love you guys so much. And I am going to get off of here and I'm going to get back on that grind. And I will see y'all tomorrow. So peace, everybody.